To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil. To die, to sleep, to be or not to be. Today, we are going to cover another very interesting tragedy written by William Shakespeare, the name of which is Hamlet. Section 1. Jane's Life as an Orphan. The story begins with the introduction of its protagonist, Jane Eyre. So Jane is an orphan. Sad, right? And so has to live at her uncle Mr. Reed's house, located at a place called Gateshead. Another sad part is Uncle Reed has passed away a few years ago. So Jane is now at the mercy of Mrs. Reed and her children, two daughters named Georgiana and Eliza, and a son called John. And all of them are not treating her well at all. They do not leave a single chance to hurt Jane. There is one person who feels bad for Jane and the torture that she is going through, and that person is Bessie Lee, their maid. She takes care of Jane as much as she can. She consoles little Jane whenever the Reed cousins or their mother hurt her. The next sonnet is sonnet number 130. This sonnet is a kind of inverted love poem. It implies that the woman is very beautiful indeed, but it suggests that it is important for this poet to view the woman he loves realistically. The poem begins like this. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun. If hairs be wire, black wires grow on her head. Today we shall be discussing the components of a computer and the various input devices. So let's begin. Friends, let's now talk about the components of the computer. The first component is the input and output unit. This includes the devices used for feeding the input and the devices used for showing us the output. For example, keyboard, mouse and scanner are input devices. Printer, monitor, etc. are output devices.